Taurus, Elsie here to do your reading for the week ahead. My bull gang, how are you? Thank you so much for congregating here. Thanks for clicking here. I appreciate you already. So we're going to look at some oracles. We're going to hit it up with tarot as we usually do. I like to mix the energies. And we are going to find out what's coming up for the week ahead. I'm not asking for anything specific. I always ask for, my intention is always for love, whatever's in your pentacle world. So whatever's going on in your life in terms of love, career, finances, home, hearth, whatever it is, whatever the universe needs you to know the most, Taurus. This is a collective reading. Please treat it as such. It may be what you hope is happening, but may not be what's happening at all for you. If you need a private read, please look in the description below. There's a link to Wizio. All right, here we go. Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. We're looking at the week ahead for Taurus, please. We're looking at the week ahead for Taurus. All right, we have the skull, which says endings. And then we have the firefly, which says wonder. So there is going to be something, I feel, that is coming to a conclusion for you in the week ahead. It might be something that you decide the conclusion of. It might be something that someone else decides is over. Bottom of the deck, we have peace, which is harmony. We have phrases and motivation and heart and love. So it feels like there might be something ending for you here. And it feels like in the future already it's saying, look, it's going to be fine. It's going to be fine. We've got motivation phrases. I feel like you go from this place of possibly having a bit of heartbreak or something coming to an end, or maybe you decide that it's over. Maybe you just decide you've had enough of it. I feel like you try and use motivational phrases, maybe sharing motivational memes, or, maybe you're the one who likes to, you're on that side of TikTok that is very inspiring. And I feel like that's what you're going to do to find your peace and harmony here. And we have enlightenment. So this is a time for you to spend by yourself, I think. It feels like after this thing ends, it doesn't feel like you're supposed to really jump into anything else. It feels like you're supposed to be by yourself. Yeah. Wonder. We'll talk about that. We have honesty. It says, I can't always expect the truth from others, but I can expect it from myself. It feels like somebody here you find out is lying to you, possibly. All right. We've got indecision. It's the 5 of Wands for me. It's got the red there. Indecision. It says, I use my intuition in all aspects of my life. I think your intuition is telling you that something is over, Taurus. It's over. How long are you going to wait? How much time of this precious life are you going to spend blocking yourself from the things that are yours? Because look, what comes next is wonder. So I feel like I feel this in the week ahead. You're going to come to a realization that it's done, that it's over. I need to put this behind me, shut the door, not answer the next text, whatever you have to do to shut it out. I think you need to decide that it's over. It never was up to them. We have card number 29. I love these cards. So it has an 11, and of course 9 and 2 is 11. So I feel like you're getting, probably getting messages from the universe that it's time to shut it down. So you're probably getting synchronicities. And remember that when you do see those synchronicities, if they are numeric, please remember that you should stop and think what's going on around you. Stop and realize what's going on around you. That's the reason you're getting the message. That's the reason that the universe is trying to get a hold of you. Who are you with? Who are you thinking about? That kind of thing. Then we have wonder, which is card number 44, which is really lovely because as soon as something ends, you get immediate balance because 44 is 8 and it's about the self. And it feels like all of a sudden your eyes are opened to other possibilities, because when you hold on to something energetically for so long, it does block you from the future. So we've got firefly and wonder. I think your eyes are open to brighter things, that there is a brightness in the dark. I feel like there is some sort of a light in the dark that you can follow. And I think it's your light, sweetheart. I think that people around you, you've allowed them to dim your light. Yeah. We've got denial. It says, I acknowledge my fear, but I replace it with the insight of awareness. Look, it's For some of you, you might be ending something, something that has been very familiar to you, that's been in your default programming for a long time. That's what this feels like. It's like you're finally listening to the gut, and the gut is saying, this doesn't feel good. Whatever this is back here, it doesn't feel good. It doesn't make you feel good. It's time to let go of those things, those peoples, those situations, those places, those whatever they are. It's time to just let it go. You don't need it anymore in your memory bank. All right, let's look at some tarot. Tell me about Taurus, please, in the week ahead. Tell me what else we need to know for Taurus, please. For the week ahead, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Tell me about Taurus, please. For cross-watching a Taurus, thank you so much. All right. Got the Eight of Swords. That is indecision, right? It sure is. We've got strength. So you're trying to find the courage to bring something to a complete end. And when I say complete end, I don't mean that we just stop talking to each other and that's the way it ends. I mean that when this person texts you, you're just going to say the words, I can't do this anymore. This is not something I have energy for anymore. I feel like the words are going to come out. You're finally going to say it. The ending is going to be final, but I feel it's you that poses the ending. Whether it's with a person in love or friendship, maybe even a family member. You have to have the courage to end whatever it is that's making you stuck in this Eight of Swords energy here. We've got Firefly, Wonder. You know what? There really is nothing bad that happens after this ending, other than I feel that you definitely start focusing more on yourself, realizing your light, realizing that they were not giving you balance, because once this comes to an end, once you have a courage to bring this thing to an end, whatever it is, it's a poor relationship with someone, or a job that you hate, or a situation that keeps coming up in your mind over and over and over again. It feels like with the Justice card here that you have never really had the opportunity to feel like, maybe not never, but maybe for a long while, you haven't had the opportunity to feel this wonder and awe and be in balance and actually kind of be in the Zen zone. Do you know what I mean? Because I think that whatever you're ending here put you in the Eight of Swords and gave you a lot of indecision. And I think finally you're listening to your gut and saying, you know what, I don't need to deal with this anymore. What I want is balance and wonder. That's what I want. I want to work on the self. Those 4s are 8s, right? It's an 8. So we have denial says here, I acknowledge my fear, which is good. We all have fear. I acknowledge my fear, but I replace it with the insight of awareness. I love it. So maybe up till now you were in denial about this situation, right? Denial could be, yes, they're coming back. Denial could be, of course, they're my twin flame. Denial could be, that friend I thought who is my bestie is talking about me behind my back to everybody. It is something that you need to just let go of completely. Because there's nothing wrong with it. It says here, I acknowledge my fear. I replace it with the insight of awareness. I think you have an awareness now of what stability is in a relationship. This does feel like it is something that rocked you off your foundation. Like you are the one who's supposed to be stable and sturdy and, giving everyone else stability. But I feel like you were either in a situation, in a job, or with a person who's making you doubt yourself. Yeah. And I feel like that they were saying things that maybe didn't sound terrible or awful up front, but it was like passive aggressive. That's what it feels like. Somebody who is quite passive aggressive. Yeah. It's like you inviting a friend out and saying, do you want to come out with me? Like we haven't seen each other in a while. And you suggest a place and that person says, oh no, I don't go to those places. Do you know what I mean? It's like passive aggressive. It makes you feel bad about your choices or the things that you like. We have the Queen of Wands in the reverse. Interesting. Why is that? Could be a friend, could be a lover. Take it as it resonates. Look, it feels like someone who is passive aggressive. When I see the Queen of Wands in the reverse, not only is she kind of not doing anything in her own life, and she's kind of lazy in her own life, and she's not really going after the things that she wants, and so gets sort of complacent, a little bit egoic when she's in the reverse. Someone who maybe you might want to close the door with. That it's you're done with it. I think you don't need it. You're done with it. Would you want more? It's like we don't change our circumstance. We won't change it. Whether this is a person that you love, you're dating, this is your mother, father, sister, brother, or your best friend since you were 2 years old. I don't care who it is. If this person is going to make you feel like the Eight of Swords, what you need is what you want here. When you make the move to this is when this is harder to be in than it is to leave. And then you get your balance. Okay. Interesting. Let's clarify. What are we going to clarify with? All right. Here we go, Taurus. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Let's clarify a little bit of stuff here. So you're finally, I feel it's like very recent. It's like a very recent thought or feeling that I just got to let this thing go. I don't like this relationship. They don't make me feel good, or the situation doesn't make me feel good. I hate the job. My supervisor is always, making me feel like I'm inferior, that I can't do my job, whatever it is. I feel like this indecision is something that you turn into a decision. You're either leaving the job or cutting out a friend or just deciding that this relationship is not for you. Tell me about the Eight of Swords, please. Yeah, it's burdensome. Something here is burdensome for you, and it's got you up in your head. Look, universe says, I said what I said. The Eight of Swords comes up a second time. And then we've got the Page of Pentacles. It is time for something new. And it's up to you, right, to begin this, because this is the Page of Pentacles. The Page of Pentacles is the one that's materializing things in the 3D. It's up to you. It's up to you first to drop your burdens so you can get out of this Eight of Swords. I think it's become burdensome. Whatever it is that you're doing, whether it's work or a relationship, it's become a place where you kind of like when you hear the text come in or the phone ring, you like, ugh, you have that feeling of, here it comes. So it says, I use my intuition in all aspects of my life. I think that's what's pulling you out of indecision, which is also part of the Eight of Swords, right? Yeah, there we go. Five of Pentacles. And so what I want to say is that your gut is telling you that this group, this job, this lover has always made you feel like you were on the outside looking in. And it's like they do that so you'll approach closer and closer and try harder and harder. So I feel like with the Five of Pentacles here, it's like not listening to your gut was making you feel badly. It was making you feel like you were on the outside. Yeah, disconnected. We have the Six of Wands. You could be dealing with a Leo. You could be dealing with Aries, Sagittarius. We've got Leo here. We've got Libra. This is someone who you're in a love relationship with. And it's someone who's very good looking, I want to say. Or maybe you are, but take it as it resonates. The Six of Wands is someone who gets a lot of attention. So I want to say that somebody here, that you're in a relationship with someone who's giving a lot of other people attention and you don't like it. And it may not even be sinister, but it feels like maybe when you go out that, somebody jumps on your person, hey, how are you? And they're all over your person, and your person doesn't introduce you as their girlfriend or their boyfriend or their significant other. That's what it feels like. So it's like you're in indecision in this moment, but your gut is telling you, you know what you know. Yeah. And what you know is that this is a love relationship. And although this person professes to love you, that it's almost as if I wouldn't call it exactly flirting, but you know what it is, right? And especially with the Six of Wands, right? It's someone who everybody's got their eyes on. So it's someone who is incredibly good looking, charismatic. That is the card of Leo. And it could be that when people do, like, you go out to a public place, you go to the bar with them, or you go out to a social function, and maybe people are like flirting with your person because they don't know that you are their significant other, and your significant other doesn't tell them. Tell me about the endings, please. You got to be strong for this ending here. We've got the 10 of Swords. We've got the 2 of Swords, and we have the 8 of Pentacles. So strength to work on yourself. Yeah, it feels like, first of all, the courage that you need. I feel that the universe is lending to you. Look, if you've been the person saying, just please, God, help me, you know, I feel like this is the thing that's coming to teach you to have strength and be strong. Look, it's not a pixie dust that gets sprinkled on you when you ask for help. When you ask for help, the universe conspires to bring you situations where you're going to be able to practice being strong. And so this situation is one of those. This is something that's coming to an ending. Look, you don't have to end anything. You don't. It's totally up to you. You can continue going as you want. And maybe these things irritate you. Maybe you talk about them and maybe they irritate you. But maybe that's it. I don't know. But for most of you, for the majority of the collective, I'm feeling like you just need to be strong enough to put an end to it. And I think you've been getting messages from the universe through synchronized things. So synchronicities, serendipities. I feel like you're getting synchronicities from the universe, and I think that you think it's for something else. Maybe you think it's, oh, someone's thinking about me, or it's a soulmate, or something like that, but it's not. It's telling you to leave some sort of situation behind. It's time to work on yourself, but you haven't made the decision to do that yet. The 2 of Swords is here, and it's time to turn away from things that no longer serve you, because I feel like it feels like these people are hard on your mental health, or this person or this job, whatever it is super hard on your mental health. And I think it's time to bring it to an end. But you're the one that has to make the decision. With the 2 Swords in the upright, it's a block. It's a block. It's a decision you don't know how to make. Tell me about justice. I'm going to say once you get over the hill, once you get over the mountain, this is what's waiting. Yeah. It's realization. It's awareness. Awareness of what you really want in a relationship. That you know that it should be balanced, it should be fun, happy, exciting. And I don't think that that's what this was. I think it was like somebody doing their own thing and then expecting you to try harder. I don't know, it's weird. It's weird. It's like this person didn't care you were giving them your attention, and they were giving their attention to everyone else. It's like they thought they had you, so they didn't have to work that hard on the relationship. Tell me about justice and wonder. You know, her eyes are covered, but I feel like that's what you need in order to find your light. We have the 9 of Pentacles in reverse. We have the Page of Cups in reverse, and we have the 8 of Cups in reverse. Yeah, I really do feel that whatever the situation is we're talking about, it's done a number on your confidence. And it's because you're in so many swords, right? I feel like you've been in the 8 of Swords for so long that I feel like your confidence has taken a beating. And the Page of Cups in the reverse tells me that someone never really intended to give you all of their love. It's like an unrequited love thing. It's almost like they just give you a little bit to keep you coming back. That's what it feels like. This person doesn't want to let you go, but they definitely don't want to commit to anything. It feels like it's always the boomerang, right? It's the justice and the wonder. To me, the justice is relief from this person coming back, because the 8 of Cups tells me that this person keeps coming back. It's like they just keep stringing you along enough because just in case they might need you for something. That's what it feels like here. But I want to say that there's really no feelings here. There's the Page of Cups is in the reverse, and to me it's unrequited love. And I think that you know that already, but you're still hanging on to the hope. And I'm going to say that with the 9 of Pentacles in the reverse, that this situation, whatever it is, has impacted you financially. It's impacted you mentally. It's impacted you in your confidence factor. I feel like it's time for you to balance yourself. You need to go into the new year in a different energy. It's time for you to cut out what you don't need. Because look, when you get over the mountain here, you're letting things go. That's what it feels like. You're letting things go because you now have an insight of awareness. And that comes with the healing. That might be the wonder that we see here with the firefly. Might be the lesson that you're learning at the time. Tell me about this. We have the Knight of Pentacles. We have the Knight of Swords. And we have the Hierophant. Yeah, it's like you have an awareness now. I feel like the Taurus I'm connecting with, the awareness is, it could take a very long time. I could be single for a year. I could be single for 2 or 5. But I know I deserve this. I know I deserve clarity and honesty, someone who is very honest with me. Even if at times it's cutting, I think that you are somebody who just requires the other person to be honest with you. It's been a very long time since you've met someone who actually doesn't want to use you for something, who's actually ready to step up, because that's what the kings do, right? They're kings. They run kingdoms. They're leaders, right? So it feels like you want someone to be your leader. You want someone to inspire you while you're inspiring them, and you haven't had that in a very long time. You're looking for someone who's intelligent, highly intelligent, someone who is a thinker. And I think that that's the person that you will give your commitment to. And it's an awareness of the Four of Wands. Yeah, this is a great place to be, but at what cost, right? If you just keep crashing into things like a bull in the china shop, somebody lets the bull in and starts kicking the walls and breaking things, right? And it feels like you need to get your stability again. It's time to stop kicking things over. It's time to just sit there for a moment, yeah, and have some awareness about what it is that is coming. I feel like that there is, to be honest, I feel like that there is this commitment coming here. And I feel like you were wishing for it, or you are manifesting it, so it will come because you have an awareness of how to get it now. And the awareness you have is, I can't give all my energy to this thing that never served me, the job, the person, the best friend who I found out was talking behind my back, or, whatever it is, whoever's been wasting your time. It feels like you're kind of over it. That's what it feels like. Feels like you are over it. There we go. You are the Emperor. You're taking charge of all of it. What's here? All right. So after we end things with the Queen of Wands, yeah, it's going to be a time of worry, Taurus. I feel like once you do finally cut this free, or stop talking to them, or block them, or just tell them finally, please don't text me, I'm not interested. I think it has to be said, and I think that you worry about saying it because ultimately you're kind, right? You don't want to hurt anybody. So we have the Seven of Cups and the Knight of Cups. Look, there's something else coming for you here. Something that you've been waiting for a long time. And it's the Knight of Cups, somebody who's very romantic, someone who's very, oh, look at this, we have 3 knights. Look at that. Something beautiful is coming. Something really beautiful is coming. Someone who speaks with you, someone who is ambitious, someone who's going to make big changes in your life, someone who has sort of an energy of seizing the moment. Although they are very slow moving. So it tells me that someone here might have air, earth, and water in the sun, moon, and rising. Yeah, someone that you meet here. And so it feels like that there is someone coming here in the future. We will talk about the three knights, and it looks like there's some love to be had here. And it's been a dry spell, right? It's been a dry spell for you. It's like you've been disconnected from your feelings, or from people who love you, or being treated like you are the Hierophant and the Empress, or the Hierophant and the Queen of Cups, right? All right, I'm going to go into the extended, I think, because we're going to talk about these 3 knights, because there is something coming up. Once you take charge of all of this here, and you're declared the Emperor by the universe, then I feel like you bring in all of this. So let's talk about all of this. You could be dealing with someone who's Leo or Libra. I think I said that. We also have Taurus. You're right there. We have Aries energy. We have Virgo energy. We have Libra, Gemini, and Aquarius. I'm going to go into the extended. If you'd like to be there, I will be there. I'm going to go for now. Love you guys. I'm out till, well, probably tomorrow. Love you. Bye-bye.